My dear friend, I, Dale Carnegie, stand before you to reveal one of life's most profound truths. Your success is not constructed at your desk during the day, but upon your pillow at night. Throughout the years, I have worked with thousands and observed their transformations, learning with absolute certainty that real change occurs not while the conscious mind is alert, but during the night hours when the subconscious is vulnerable. What I share today is not a theory, but a law, the very law through which Andrew Carnegie built his fortune, Thomas Edison discovered his inventions, and Abraham Lincoln maintained hope in his darkest hours. This is the law of the night mind. Once you learn and apply it, control over your life will no longer rest with chance or external circumstances, but firmly within your own hands. Let me speak plainly. The life you are living now is the result of the commands you issued to your mind last night. The anxiety, fear, or sense of failure you feel today is the product of programs unintentionally placed within your subconscious. But here is the joyful news. Beginning tonight, you can change this program entirely. The subconscious mind does not reason, argue, or question. It accepts the final command given to it as an absolute decree. The moment you fall asleep, the guardians of the conscious mind rest, and the doors of the subconscious swing wide open. This is the true moment of transformation. This was Edison's nightly ritual. He would leave the day's problems at his desk, lie down, and issue a clear command to his subconscious: solve this problem. By morning the solution was there, for the subconscious labored through the night without interruption or doubt. Now, let me explain the law of mental substitution, the only way to conquer worry. You cannot suppress anxiety. Attempting to fight it only anchors it deeper into your emotions. Darkness cannot be fought with darkness. It disappears only when you turn on the light. Similarly, fear and worry are not things. They are merely the absence of faith and peace. Place faith where fear once stood, and the fear will vanish on its own. John D. Rockefeller understood this and slept in perfect peace even during his most turbulent business cycles. His secret was to cast out the day's worries before sleep and replace them with a single thought: everything will work out. I have done my part, and I leave the rest to the Creator. This simple but powerful substitution protected his nervous system and made him one of the wealthiest men in history. Now, I am providing you with the details of the 7-night protocol. This is not a suggestion, but a command. You shall execute this protocol without fail for 7 consecutive nights. Why 7 nights? Because 7 is the rhythm of nature. There are 7 days in a week, 7 notes in music, and it takes 7 days for a habit to begin taking root. But take heed, while 7 nights initiate the habit, you must sustain this rhythm throughout your life for a true transformation to occur.
Step 1. Mental cleansing. Every night as you lie in your bed, dedicate the first 5 minutes to reviewing the events of your day. Take notice, this is not a common recollection. It is an observation devoid of judgment. Take every negative event you experienced and redefine it. Did you fail a job interview? No, you received training. Did someone treat you rudely? No, you tested your patience. Did you miss an opportunity? No, you prepared yourself for a far greater one. I have developed a specific exercise for this purpose. Close your eyes and declare, "Today I did my best. Every mistake I made strengthened me. Every hardship I endured instructed me. I now release these burdens. I shall not worry about tomorrow, for when it arrives, I will be a stronger version of the man I am today." As you repeat these words, cast the weight of the day off your shoulders. Feel it. Abraham Lincoln practiced this exercise to perfection. During the darkest days of the Civil War, his advisors would find him anxious until midnight. But when Lincoln lay in his bed, he would say, "I have done my part for today. I leave the rest to God," and he would sleep in perfect peace. Step 2. Issuing clear commands. Your subconscious mind is like a servant. You must issue it absolute orders. You cannot reach it through vague wishes, hopes, or maybes. To say, "I wish I were wealthy," is worthless. Instead, command, "My subconscious, reveal to me the ways to create wealth, and let me wake knowing exactly the first step to take." Do you see the difference? The first is a hope, the second is a decree. Henry Ford understood this principle with absolute clarity. Every night before sleep, he would command his mind to find a way to make the automobile affordable for everyone. One morning, he awoke with the concept of the assembly line fixed in his mind. This was no coincidence. It was the direct result of the law of the night mind. Now, this is what I demand of you. Tonight, as you lie in your bed, assign a specific task to your subconscious. Declare, "Tomorrow morning I shall awaken focused on my most vital duty," or "Make me alert to the opportunity that presents itself this week." Be definite, be precise, and issue your command. Step 3. The power of the present tense. For the subconscious mind, there is no future tense. It only understands the now. When you say, "I will be successful," the subconscious perceives this as a future promise and perpetually postpones it. However, when you declare, "I am successful," the subconscious accepts this as a reality and begins to manifest it in the external world. For years, I have taught people to use "I am" statements. I am powerful. I am at peace. I am capable. I am loved. These simple declarations have transformed thousands of lives because the subconscious acts to fulfill them the moment it hears them. William James, the famous Harvard psychologist, expressed it this way: "Man becomes what he thinks he is." But I take this a step further. Man becomes what he tells himself at night. Before founding his steel empire, Andrew Carnegie would tell himself every night, "I am wealthy. I am an influential leader. I am a creator of value." At that time, he did not have a single cent, but in his mind, he was already a millionaire, and his subconscious transformed this mental reality into a material one. Step 4. Visualization. Imagination is the language of the subconscious. While words are important, pictures are far potent. Every night, visualize your goal with every detail. Do not merely see it, feel it. Live the moment you celebrate your success. Feel what you are holding in your hands. Hear the sounds around you. Savor the happiness. Use all 5 of your senses. The more realistically you visualize, the more real it becomes to the subconscious. And what is real to your subconscious will, sooner or later, become real in the physical world. Take Conrad Hilton as an example. Before building his hotel empire, he was in poverty, but every night as he lay in bed, he visualized himself as the owner of the world's largest hotels. He imagined walking through his hotel lobbies, speaking with guests, and signing contracts. Years later, these visualizations turned into reality. Hilton used to say, "Keep your dreams big and live inside them." This is what you shall do every single night.
Step 5. The Seal of Gratitude. This step is the most critical part of the protocol. Gratitude is the most powerful proof to the subconscious that something is already yours. When you give thanks for something that has not yet occurred, you accept it as having already happened, and the subconscious processes this acceptance as fact. Every night before sleep, express gratitude for at least 3 good things that happened that day. These can be small things, a smile,
a beautiful view, or a healthy meal. But do not stop there. Give thanks for the things you desire that have not yet manifested. I am grateful for the new opportunities coming my way. I am grateful for my increasing health. I am grateful for my flourishing relationships. Do not use the past tense, use the present tense, because for the subconscious, what you are thankful for is already a reality. Consider the story of the famous businessman and philanthropist John Templeton. At the start of his investment career, he had nothing, but every night he gave thanks for the wealth he did not yet possess. He would say, "I am grateful for the abundance bestowed upon me." People called him mad, but he remained in the vibration of gratitude, and over the years he built a fortune worth billions. Gratitude is the consciousness of ownership. What you feel you possess will inevitably come to you. Step 6. The Law of the Hidden Seed. I now give you the most crucial rule of this protocol. Tell no one. Do not share your transformation, your goals, or the nightly rituals you perform with anyone. Why? Because a seed grows best beneath the soil, in darkness and secrecy. When you bring it above ground too early, it withers. When you announce your change to others prematurely, your energy of faith leaks. The criticisms of skeptics, the negative comments of the envious, and even the anxious warnings of well-meaning friends will weaken your still fragile belief. Remain silent. The world will witness your results not through your words, but through your new posture, your new decisions, and your new successes. The best example of this is Nikola Tesla. Tesla would tell no one while developing his inventions. He worked silently in his laboratory, allowing his ideas to mature in his mind. He revealed them to the world only when they were fully prepared. This silent authority granted him immense power. You must do the same. Execute your nightly protocol. Feel the change within, but demonstrate it to the external world, not through your words, but through your new posture, your new decisions, and your new successes. Step 7. Rhythmic persistence. The final step is perhaps the most difficult, but it is the most vital. Execute this protocol uninterrupted for 7 consecutive nights. Do not skip even a single night. Rhythm is the language of nature. The sun rises every day, the seasons turn every year, and your heart beats every second. Regularity is the source of power. When you skip a night, you send a message of indecision to your subconscious. The subconscious accepts indecision as a command, saying, "This is not important." But when you apply it without interruption, your subconscious understands this is being done with seriousness. This is a priority. Then it begins to labor with its full power. Benjamin Franklin applied his famous 13 virtue system every night. Each night he evaluated his virtue of that day and focused on the virtue of the next. He maintained this routine throughout his life. This discipline made him not only a successful businessman, but also a statesman, an inventor, and a philosopher. I expect the same discipline from you. 7 nights is only the beginning. True transformation occurs when you turn this rhythm into a lifestyle. Now let me give you some practical examples. Suppose you suffer from chronic worry. Every day you wake up in anxiety. Here is a specific mental cleansing exercise for you. Every night, as you lie in bed, write down the day's worries one by one, either mentally or on paper. Then examine each one individually and ask, is this worry real or is it imaginary? Most of the time you will find that 90% of your worries are things that will never happen. Then say, I release these worries now. I will not give them my power. Tomorrow morning I will awaken without worry. Then take a deep breath and release the worries along with your breath. Do this for 7 nights, and when you wake up on the 8th morning, you will feel the difference. Let me remind you of a story I told in my book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. A businessman once came to me on the brink of bankruptcy, suffering from sleeplessness due to anxiety. I told him, every night before bed, count all the hardships you have survived until today. That night he began counting economic crises, illnesses, losses. He had survived them all. He realized that his present worry would also pass. This awareness brought him relief. Within 2 weeks he began to sleep in peace. Solutions appear in a clear mind. Within 3 months he turned his business around. Another example. Suppose you lack self-confidence and constantly criticize yourself. Here is the I am protocol for you. Every night look at yourself in the mirror and declare, I am valuable, I am capable, I am worthy of being loved. At first it will feel strange, you might even find it absurd, but repeat this for 7 nights without fail, for 7 is the rhythm of nature. Your subconscious mind will begin to accept these declarations as law. One morning you will awaken to find that you look at yourself differently. I have taught this technique to thousands of students, and the results have been incredible. Among them was a shy accountant who struggled to express himself. Every night he told his reflection, I am an effective speaker. 7 months later, he became one of his company's top salesmen. The change did not come from without, but from within. It began in the night mind. Now let me provide the answers to your questions. First, how do nightly commands to the subconscious transform our lives in concrete ways? The answer is this. The subconscious is like a computer's operating system. It executes whatever program you install. If you load a failure program at night, it will generate failure by day. However, if you load a success program at night, it will perceive opportunities, make correct decisions, and attract the right people during the day. Do you desire concrete examples? Let me give you one more. A salesman I knew issued this command to his subconscious every night. Tomorrow I will find 5 new customers. Every morning, upon waking, this command would echo in his mind, and he would begin his day with that singular focus. Within 3 months, his sales increased by 100%. The subconscious had directed him to the exact paths that connected him with customers. Without even realizing it, he was going to the right places, asking the right questions, and being at the right place at the right time. This was not magic. It was the law of the night mind. Now, let me provide a concrete application for the pre-sleep mental cleansing. Here is a step-by-step practice. Lie down in your bed, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow your body to relax. Now review the events of the day like a film strip from the moment you woke up until this very instant. Watch every event, but without judgment. Simply observe. When you encounter a negative event, pause and assign a new meaning to that event. For example, instead of saying, my boss yelled at me, say, my boss is under stress. This is not my error, and by approaching him with patience, I have strengthened myself. Transform every negative occurrence in this manner. Then declare, I did my best today. Tomorrow I will do better, but now is the time for rest. I release these worries. Take a deep breath and exhale all tension. Repeat this 3 times. Now you are ready. Your subconscious is a blank slate. Issue your positive commands now.
Third, according to the law of the hidden seed, why must we hide the process of change from others? The answer is simple yet profound. Faith is fragile, especially in its infancy. It is like a sprouting seed protected beneath the soil. If you pull it out too early, the sun may wither it, or the wind may uproot it.
Likewise, when you announce a newly beginning transformation to others, the criticisms of skeptics, the comments of cynics, and even the anxious warnings of well-meaning friends will weaken your conviction. Faith is energy, and when energy is leaked, it loses its force. Remain silent. Live the change within yourself. When the results emerge, the world will see them on its own. Steve Jobs understood this principle. When working on a new product, he kept it in absolute secrecy until it was fully prepared. When he finally revealed it, the surprise effect added value to the product and strengthened his authority. You must do the same. Build in secrecy, grow strong in silence, and let your results be your testimony. Now, let me explain the science behind these laws, for I am not a dreamer, but a realist. The subconscious mind is a phenomenon proven by modern science. Neuroscience tells us that when you fall asleep, the brain's prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for conscious thought, decreases its activity. Simultaneously, the limbic system, your emotional and memory center, becomes more active. This is the moment when the subconscious is most receptive. The commands you issue are recorded directly into your neural pathways. These records strengthen over time and shape your automatic behaviors. Without entering into technical details, I can say this: the commands you issue to the night mind rewire your brain, and new wiring creates new behaviors. New behaviors bring new results. This is not a miracle, it is a mechanism, and whoever uses this mechanism achieves results. Let me tell you about a habit of Thomas Edison. Edison would sleep only a few hours a day, but he used these hours quite strategically. While working on a problem in his laboratory, he would sit in a chair holding two metal balls in his hands and close his eyes. He focused his mind on the problem and began to drift into sleep. The moment he fell completely asleep, his muscles would relax and the balls would drop from his hands. The sound would wake him, and at that exact moment the solution would appear in his mind. Why? Because the subconscious is most creative during the transition to sleep. Edison had discovered this law and used it repeatedly. Thousands of his inventions emerged through this technique. You can do the same. Define your problem in your mind before bed. Ask your subconscious and wake up in the morning. The answer will be there. Now, I must give you a critical warning. Do not be impatient while applying this protocol. Transformation does not occur overnight, but after 7 nights you will begin to feel the difference. After 30 days you will see concrete changes in your life. After 6 months you will become unrecognizable. But during this process you must not break the rhythm. You must apply the protocol every night without any excuses, even if you are very tired, even if you are very busy, because the subconscious responds to regularity. Skipping a night sends a message of indecision to it, saying, "This isn't that important," and the subconscious accepts this message as an order. Therefore, do not skip a single night. Let me give you a secret. The greatest transformations occur in the most determined moments. When you apply the protocol on a night you are exhausted, you send the strongest message to your subconscious. This is my priority. This is my decision, and I will do it. This determination carries ordinary people to extraordinary successes. Let me tell you about a very successful entrepreneur. His name was James J. Hill. Hill was a poor farm boy, yet he became the man who built a railroad empire. How did he do it? Every night, while he still had nothing, he would fall asleep seeing himself at the head of the railroads. He would hear the trains moving. He would see people traveling. Even on days when he had no money, he was wealthy in his mind. And this mental wealth carried him to physical wealth. Within 20 years, he was the owner of one of America's most important railroad lines. People called him lucky, but he would reply, "Luck is opportunity meeting a prepared mind. I prepared myself in my mind every night." This is the power of the night mind.
Now let me tell you the final and most important truth. You are not a victim. You are a creator. Life is not happening to you. You are creating your life through the power of your mind. And the workshop of this creation is your night mind. The decisions you make during the day are important, but the commands you issue to your subconscious at night determine your destiny. Most men go to sleep as victims of their current state. They drift into slumber thinking of their past errors, future fears, and present deficiencies. And when they wake in the morning, they awaken as the same man who has carried the same limitations for far too long, with the same problems, the same limitations, and the same failures. Why? Because nothing has changed in their night mind. But when you apply this 7-night protocol, you will go to sleep as a different person. You will see yourself as an architect, as the designer of your destiny and the engineer of your own life. And when you wake in the morning, you will experience a new birth. You will find yourself stronger, clearer, and more determined. And this new identity will inevitably manifest a new reality. Let me tell you one last story and leave you to take action. There was once a young woman who came to me. She was failing in every area of her life. She was unemployed, burdened by debt, and profoundly unhappy. She told me, "Mr. Carnegie, there is no more hope for me." I looked at her and said, "You are not waiting for destiny to discover you. You are waiting for the courage to declare yourself its instrument." I gave her this protocol. For 7 nights before bed, she followed these steps. She redefined the day's negativity into lessons. She issued clear commands to her subconscious, saying, "Show me the way to wealth and peace." She spoke only in the present tense, declaring, "I am successful and I am in abundance." She visualized her goal with vivid emotion, seeing herself already in possession of the success she sought. She sealed it with gratitude, giving thanks for the transformation before the evidence appeared. And she obeyed the law of secrecy. She told no one. Nothing appeared to happen the first week. By the second week, she felt an increased sense of calm. In the 4th week, an opportunity arrived unbidden. By the 6th week, she was hired. In the 3rd month, her results confirmed her declarations. By the 6th month, her productivity had multiplied beyond recognition. When she visited me a year later, smallness no longer fit the structure of her spirit. She was smiling, energetic, and completely transformed. She said, "Mr. Carnegie, this is a miracle." I replied, "No, this is a law. You acted according to the law, and the law rewarded your obedience. Now you have received this knowledge. Now the choice is yours. Either you will forget this information, return to your old habits, and wake tomorrow as the same man with the same limitations, or tonight, starting now, you will activate the law of alignment. You will follow this protocol for 7 nights without excuses, and your life will transform. The decision is yours, but know that success is not a matter of luck, it is a matter of choice. If you do not change your seed, your life will continue to give you the same harvest. But if you change your seed tonight, you will harvest a completely different destiny. My request of you is this. As you prepare for rest tonight, perform the first act of the protocol. Perform a mental cleansing.
Cast off the burdens and the weight of the day. Issue a definite command to your subconscious mind. Declare with authority, I am transforming. Repeat these words, the night mind is transforming me. Each night as I slumber, I awaken with greater strength. I am no longer the man of yesterday. I am a new being. Execute this for 7 consecutive nights, for 7 is the rhythm of nature. On the 8th morning, write to me of your transformation, for I know with absolute certainty that you shall change. This is not a mere hope, but an inevitability, for the law is exact and results are guaranteed to those who obey it. Now, I shall leave you to your stillness, but remember this, success is not won by day, it is constructed at night. Riches, health, happiness, and harmony, all these have their origin within your night mind. What you sow within that soil, you shall inevitably reap. Therefore, plant the correct seed this night and awaken as a new creation. May the power of the night mind accompany you. Remember, you are the architect of your own fate. Lay your head upon the pillow as a builder. Awaken in the morning as a creator. This is your hour. This is your law. Apply it now.